Hi there, my name's Ben Hunter and thank you for watching. I help people find their true inner happiness. Now this is my first of many, hopefully, YouTube videos where I want to help connect with people and help people that find their true happiness and their true purpose in life. Now what I want to talk specifically today is a subject that's quite close to my heart, and I'm sure will connect and resonate with a lot of you out there, and that's, I really want to talk about people that have ever been given a label. So I'm talking specifically people that have been labelled ADHD, bipolar, personality disorder, mental health, or if you've ever just been told you're crazy or you're not right in the head. It's something I've had experience with my whole life, and it can ultimately lead down a path that I've been to in the not too distant past, maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago, where I actually was in a position where I wanted to take my own life. And that wasn't anything, I didn't have particularly anything crazy going on in my life at the time. I've got a wonderful girlfriend, a great son, wonderful stepdaughter, good job. Everything on the surface looking out is looking great, but I just had this feeling of I was lost inside, and it brought me to a point where I did want to end it all. And I stumbled across something a few days later, purely by accident, some form of meditation. Now, I just want to give you a little bit of background on myself. I am not what I like to call, by nature, a spiritual person. All my life I've very much been a logical thinker. I believe in the sciences, I believe that something has to be proven to me in order for me to believe in it. All this ghost mumbo jumbo and all of that wasn't something that ever really connected with me, wasn't something I ever felt was could be proven. So to bring me from that to where I am today is a massive shift in my thinking and in my thought process and how I feel as a person. But I can tell you now 100% it has brought me from 6 to 8 weeks ago on a brink of wanting to end my own life and not feeling like I belong anywhere, to being in a place now where I can honestly say I'm the happiest I've been in my whole entire life. 39 years old. I feel, and I don't mean that physically, I don't mean that externally with any of the material things and relationships and everything like that. What I'm talking about, which is absolutely fantastic, is true happiness within myself and within my own heart. And I want to share with you that experience. I want to share with you that journey and hopefully bring as many of you on board as I can. Now, going back to a little bit earlier, we started talking about labels. Okay, so if you've been called ADHD, if you've been called bipolar, if you've been called crazy, if you've been called paranoid, if you've had mental health issues or maybe suicidal tendencies, I want you to know that as human beings, we're taught to try and diagnose something. We're taught, you go to a doctor's and they try and tell you that there's something wrong with your brain and you're not normal and you need this medication and you need that medication. And we just blindly take it on good faith. We blindly take it on good faith, that we go, okay, I'll just take this medication and it maybe work. And some people feel a little bit better. Some people go through 3 or 4 different types of medication to find the right one that fits. But I think there's one really important thing that everyone should remember. When you go to a doctor's next time you're thinking of going to a doctor's for your medication or anything like that, actually look at where you're going. You're going to a doctor's practice. Okay, now I don't think it's any coincidence that's called a practice, okay, because that's what these guys are. At the end of the day, there's massive pharmaceutical companies that invest billions and billions of dollars into all this medication and stuff, and the doctors just practice getting the right ones that might or might not work. So I want to approach this a different way. I want you to know you're supposed to be different, okay, and it's okay. You are different for a reason. Because you're special, because you're something more than what you know or what you've currently experienced on this life so far. I want to help unlock that. Now, at this moment in time, you're probably thinking, what's this crazy dude on about, all this mumbo jumbo that he's going on about? So what I want to do is just give a little example. Okay, so we've gone through many different types of labels: ADHD, bipolar, mental health, etc., etc. Now I want to try something here, and I want you to really be honest with yourself, because even though there's many different labels, and even though science says that it's many different reasons why the brain doesn't work quite this way or why you feel like this, I want everyone, regardless of what label you have on yourself, to really think about the answers to these questions. So I'm guessing that any of you that have had any of these labels placed on you have been told from a young age that you've got maybe a wisdom that people don't normally get till later in life, or you seem much wiser than other young people when you were little and were growing up. Or has anyone ever been told the phrase "you're an old soul"? Or maybe you just feel ancient to the core. That's something I can particularly relate to, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. You may have great families, you may have nice homes, you may on the surface have a life that people looking in could be quite jealous of. But I always had a feeling, no matter where I was, I had a feeling of homesickness. You know what home feels like, but you just can't express it. Okay, and you know that your house is not home, and it's something that can even lead to depression, and I know it did in my case. And even as a child, I always felt different, and I'm guessing a lot of you connecting with this and watching this will feel the same. I always felt a bit different, as all you're a bit unique, and others quite can't understand you, or you feel divided from the world, like it's a constant battle of them versus you. The way that I try, the way through my counselling, I always try to explain it is it's almost like other human beings, aliens. And I've learned their language, and I've learned how to communicate with them, but they're different, and I can't quite get them, and they don't quite get me. And I feel those different from those around you. Although a lot of you will have a natural inclination to relate to their struggles. So let me put that into context. I'm one of these people, and I'm guessing there's a lot more of you out there that can walk into a room with 5 or 6 people, and I can instantly tell, without any voice, without any talking, I can instantly tell you if someone is not happy, or you feel what you call a vibe. Yeah, you feel that someone's not happy, or you feel someone's angry, or you feel someone's sad, and you have a natural inkling to do something about that. There's a vast majority, 99% of people on the planet, that could sit next to somebody that was sad and be an extrovert and very happy on the outside, and could be deceived by that, and just carry on their life, and they could sit next to a person like that and it not affect them at all. If you're watching this, I can guarantee you're one of the people that as soon as you sit down with someone like that, whether you know them or not, you can't help but try and connect with them and try and find out what's wrong and try and help them. Your physical body may even be an enigma to doctors, so it might function in a slightly different way to anyone else's. So it might be your brain chemistry is different, and the medical world just sort of struggles to understand it, or it might manifest it in a much smaller way as well. So, like for instance, my body temperature is about 1.2 degrees higher than normal, and my heartbeat is about 25 beats per minute above what the normal should be, and that's been the same my whole life. Or an inability perhaps to withstand heat, for example. You may or may have had a paranormal or a psychic experience, or it's an area that, although you don't necessarily have to believe in, it's an area that you're drawn to, or you might have heard other people's thoughts. Or another one that I can particularly connect to, you've had a dream that's become reality. So you may have had, and it may be a small insignificant part of your dream, like going to a new shop that doesn't even exist, and then 3 months later that shop suddenly pops up somewhere, and you're like, in your mind's eye, you're like, I've been here before. Or Another example is something that happens to me, and we're taught by humans to pass it off as coincidence. I may have been looking at my phone and thinking about someone, and then all of a sudden they ring or they text, or I might have dreamt about someone last night that I haven't seen for ages, and I randomly, by coincidence, bump into them in town or somewhere random like the gym or something. All of these things I want you to start to understand. When you put them all together, they point to just one thing: that you are special and you are different, and there's something within yourself that you need to unlock, and that's why you felt this feeling your whole life, and that's something that I want to help you unlock, because you may feel as though that you have a purpose or a mission to fulfill, but struggle to find what you want to do with your life. I know it's something that I felt my whole time as well. And this may lead to a feeling that you're able to do more, but you're vexed by or annoyed by your restrictions. This is because you're something known as a starseed, which I'll get into in another one of my videos later on. But you have far more freedom than you do in your physical form. You're just not aware of it yet. Now, you do have probably very few friends in a close circle, but those that you do have closely seem to understand your thoughts and feelings without need of explanation. And you may have vivid and exceptional dreams, or a dream state that you always remember. You seem to always remember your dreams, or often your dreams will seem real or otherworldly, as though your mind has created a completely separate universe. And this may lead to others feeling uncomfortable in your presence. People instinctively know you're different, but they struggle to verbalise why. You may even feel isolated with your own family. But there is an intrinsic trust there. Animals trust you. You're the type of person that animals will be naturally drawn to. And sometimes it's almost like you can hear what they're thinking, what they're trying to say to you. And the same can be said for small babies and children too. And you may inherently be interested in spirituality. Now, I myself, I'm just going to qualify that I'm not doing these videos because I've got a profound love of religion, or that I found God or anything like that. That's not the purpose of this journey. Like I said at the top of the video, myself have always been a science-based person, and have always shied away from this whole idea of you must follow God or you must be Buddha or anything else. But what you can't deny is the fact of coincidence, if you like. Every single religion, whether it be Buddhism, Taoism, whatever you want to call it, all point to one thing. You know, even down through to the ancient Egyptians, worshipping all powerful beings from the sky. Now, that may, when I classify spiritualization, that tells me something. That tells me there's something more than what there is in this human world. And you might not be able to put it into words, but you might have a deep understanding or connection with your spirituality, and it might have always been a part of you. Now, over the weeks and months through my videos, I'm going to help you with your journey to unlocking the reason you are this way, and that is that you're special, and you have a special specialness about you that is I'm going to unlock, and I promise you it will change your life forever. Now, I'm so excited. I'm still going through this journey myself, and I'm so excited to share this journey with you. I almost want to grab you and pull you kicking and screaming through your journey, but unfortunately that's not really the way this works, or in my experience. I myself, just a couple of days after the event I spoke about at the top of the video, I was at home, and I was waiting to be seen by doctors and mental health and everything else, and I was just really googling stuff, really lying in the bed googling stuff, and I came across the solfeggio frequencies. Now, this isn't something that I've ever had any interest before, or particularly drawn to, but this particular day I was drawn to reading about it, and I found that basically explained, and I'll put a link on the website below that can explain it much better than me, but you've got your 6 chakras throughout the body, and all of these vibrate at different frequencies, and by listening to these different sound frequencies you can actually repair your vibrations, restore your vibrations, and awakening your vibrations, if you like. Now, you might be watching this thinking this is all mumbo jumbo. What is this guy on about? I know 6 to 8 weeks ago, if someone had told me this, I'd have told them, what the hell are you talking about? Or cut the drugs a little thinner. But what I'm asking you guys to do is make that decision and make that choice for yourself. It's like the movie The Matrix, if you've ever seen it, the red pill, the blue pill. You can either watch this video, take it for what it is, something very interesting. You can either take the blue pill and go back about your normal life, or you can take the red pill and you can listen to these frequencies that I'm going to link in the comments box below. I would advise you to listen to them once a day for 7 days. Really take the time without expectation to just explore them. Don't have any expectations like I didn't. Don't expect a profound spiritual awakeness or think meditation, I'm going to see all these spiritual beings or anything like that. Just listen and allow what happens to happen, and nothing may happen. I know certainly with me nothing may happen happens when I was listening to these for 7 days, but it came to a much more important event in my life that things really did start to change, and that's what I'm going to share with you in your next video, in my next video, once you've watched these. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below or on my Facebook. Feel free to interact with me when you start doing these. If you've got any experiences or you can relate to anything I've got to say today, this is very much about sharing and joining the journey together. But please listen to this, the chakras video in the links below for 7 days. Watch out for my next video. As I promise you, we will be changing our lives for the better, and more importantly, for good. All I have left to say is please hit the subscribe button. If anything was said today makes any sense to you, so you can get the updates from the next video. Peace out. Have a great day.